Back here for another first round locks video. This is the part 2. This is the Friday locks. And check out the videos that we've already had, some of the brackets that we've put up on the channel. Also the betting locks videos. We had a first 4 video, already had a winner. We picked IU against Wyoming, and then the first round Thursday locks. So without further ado, let's get right into it. And I realize this first game, Indiana versus St. Mary's, is on Thursday, but bear with me here as the line just came out for the game because IU just won the first 4. In this game, I'm taking Indiana again, plus 110 on the money line. They went through a tough strength of schedule to get here in the Big Ten. Didn't look pretty at a lot of points, but they did clutch up in the Big Ten tournament. Great comeback win against Michigan. Great win against the Big Ten's best, Illinois. And with Jackson Trace Davis dropping 25 in the first 4, I already know they're clicking on all cylinders. They might not be as good defensively as St. Mary's, but they can get a bucket whenever they want to. And St. Mary's just cannot say that. Also, you factor in the momentum that they got from winning in the first 4, already having a March Madness game under their belt. I like the value with Indiana at plus 110 on the money line here. Next game, we get to a 10-7 matchup, Loyola Chicago versus Ohio State. This one should be a great game. In this one, give me the Ramblers plus the 1 point. I mean, Ohio State has just crumbled down the stretch. They did the exact same thing last year. Albeit they were still a 2 seed, so they were still an elite team, but then they got upset by Oral Roberts. I mean, I thought they could be like a 3 or 4 seed earlier, maybe even a 2 seed, but they have just lost every game. Then they lost in the Big Ten tournament to Penn State, an abysmal team. Whereas Loyola Chicago, another great season in the Missouri Valley Conference, won the tournament, got back here. They made the Sweet 16 last year and obviously made the Final Four a few years back. And they're returning every single player except for Krutwig from last year. Krutwig was a great player, but Loyola Chicago still with a great roster here. I think they have all the cohesion, and I think they get this win here at plus 1. Next game, we got USC versus Miami, another 7-10 matchup, and there's a lot to like about this Miami team, but I'm taking the Trojans minus the 1.5 points. I think this is good value here because I think the Trojans win the game. They haven't beat any great teams this year. Got blown out twice by Arizona, lost 2 of 3 to UCLA, but they have been great against this average to below average competition that Miami is. They are 9-1 in games decided by 5 or less points. Miami did have a few great games in the ACC this year and were a great contender, but I just think that USC's height will reign supreme in this one. Next game, we got Michigan State versus Davidson. This is going to be another very close game, but give me Michigan State minus the 1 point. I really like their talent and their resume throughout the year. They had some bad losses, but also some great wins in the Big Ten. I respect a lot of these Big Ten teams who had to make it with that strength of schedule. And with that being said, they have one of the game's most elite head coaches, Tom Izzo. Davidson cannot say that, although having a very successful season. I just do not think they match up well with this Michigan State team, so give me State minus the 1. Next game, we got Virginia Tech versus Texas, and I'm taking the Virginia Tech Hokies, one of the hottest teams, if not the hottest team in the tournament right now, plus 100 in the first round against a cold Texas team. Texas had their chance on the last day of the regular season to upset Kansas, couldn't pull it through, and then they lost to TCU in the first round of the Big 12 tournament. Whereas Virginia Tech, they had won a few games to end out the regular season, the ACC. Then they won 4 straight in the ACC tournament. And I think Virginia Tech, they got a lot of great talent here. They got Aluma, Mutz, Couture dropped 31 in the ACC final against Duke. So I think this is a great time to take this Virginia Tech team. I think they could be going to Sweet 16 or Elite 8 here in the tournament. But definitely take them money line in the first round. Next game, we got TCU versus Seton Hall. A 9 versus 8 matchup, basically even game. Give me TCU plus 100 here. They were definitely not on track to make the tournament in the early stages of February, but then they had a couple weeks where they upset some great teams, and I think Seton Hall just isn't of that caliber of TCU. TCU competed well in Big 12 play, and I think that gets them through this one. It's going to be a very close game, but I love the value with TCU. And with that being said, let me know what you guys think about these Friday locks in the comments down below. As always, be sure to like and subscribe. I will see you all in the next one.